And hello all my fellow nerds out there, this is Nerd Richie, and yes, welcome back to the Doki Doki Literature Club Purist mod. It has been a very, very, very long week. At least it feels like, or weekend I should say. It feels like a very long weekend. But as you guys probably already knew, I was going through quite a lot of things, and one thing led to another, and just a lot of things happened. That's all I'm gonna say about this. But I want you all to know that I'm doing okay. I'm doing perfectly fine now, and I want to continue playing some games for you guys. So, the first thing I want to continue playing is the DDLC Purist mod, like I said earlier in an earlier post today. So, last time we were given a choice whether we want to know what happened with Sayori or we should let her take her time to tell us. And I didn't really put up a poll. I probably should have if I knew I was going to be away for this long. But let's I was thinking we tell her to not push herself. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't trust you, and I know you of all people deserve to know, but I silently nod. I won't deny that I want to know, but you look really uncomfortable. And it's clearly important to you, and I don't want to force yourself to confess if you don't feel like you're not ready. Phew. I can and will wait, because I'm serious about wanting to help you. But for that to happen, I need to know why you think you have no worth. Thanks, I really appreciate it. She sighs and shakes her head again. I wish this wasn't so unfair. I'm not going anywhere, Sayori. I know. I promise, I'll tell you when I'm ready. I feel my painkiller is taking effect and my vision gets blurry. So the medicine's starting to take effect? Yeah. Good, take a nap. I'll wait for you to wake up. Maybe then I'll have the courage to tell you. Her voice grows more and more distant as my fatigue catches up to me and drags me into a dreamless sleep. Before long, I start hearing two voices, a boy and a girl's. However, I see nothing, and the voices sound like they're old recordings that are played from a broken tape. Hey, what's wrong? Oh, it's nothing. Huh? What happened to your knee? Oh, wait, I just realized I'm not in my DDLC outfit. 1 second. There we go. That's a little bit better. Anywho, I fell. I bruised myself, and my stuffed toy, oh, its neck is broken. Hey, please don't cry. He was my only friend. Your only friend? Uh-huh. Now what am I gonna do? Let's go. I think we can fix him. Really? No sooner do I become aware of the meaning of the voices than they fade away, leaving only static noise in their place. I wake up with a strangely pleasant, nostalgic feeling in my chest. My fever feels slightly less severe, and I feel enough energy to move my body around a little bit, though I'm still in pain. I look at my alarm clock, judging from the time I must have slept for a good 6 hours. I notice that Sayori's gone. Was it just a dream that she came over to take care of me? No, it felt way too real to be a dream. As I wonder about the validity of my memories, I hear extremely loud off-key singing coming from downstairs, followed by a loud crash that can only mean one thing. Sayori's trying to cook. The end is nigh. The singing soon becomes even louder, and I realize that she's on her way. I rise up and smile at her as she enters the room. Oh, you're up. How are you feeling? Compared to how I was feeling this morning, I feel a lot better. I'm so happy to hear that. Sayori is practically beaming from the news as she sits down in a chair next to me. You looked really peaceful in your sleep. Yeah, I had a nice dream. I don't really remember the details, though. That's good to hear. What's up? She takes a deep breath. About what I said before we went to sleep. I've been thinking, and I want you to know. Even if I'm scared, but I know I can't keep running away from my problems. You're not alone, Sayori. There's nothing that can make me change my mind. Well, This is going to be a long story, and don't fall asleep, okay? I'll be really upset if you do. Don't worry, I'm wide awake as you can see. She nods in acknowledgement and looks for words before she begins. I've always thought that I couldn't really matter. After all, how could somebody matter more than others? Aren't we all the same? You probably know this by now, but I never really had any friends when I grew up. Until I met you, that is. I remember you were always afraid that I'd leave you behind or something like that. She nods. Yes, well, I've always been aware of how selfish people are. It's wrong that so many people just live for themselves, even though we call it a society. I don't want to be like that. I want to make other people happy, especially those who suffer. Is that why you got so attached to me when we were kids? I won't deny it's at least part of the reason, or it was at first anyway. Wanting to help others is fine, but sadly I didn't think about how the selfish people would treat me. No matter how much I tried to help them, they weren't satisfied. They wanted more. Worse, when I was done helping them back up, they'd often leave me behind. She suppresses a sob and wipes her tears away. Eventually, I started to get tired. They never showed any gratitude, and once they saw any signs of weakness in me, they'd turn against me. None of my friends cared enough to think about how much it hurts to always smile and stay positive every day. But if I didn't, they'd leave me. They'd spread the rumors. They'd shut me out of their lives. That's why. Before she could finish, I gathered my strength and hugged her tightly. Richie, I'm not like those people, Sayori. I never exploit you for your kindness. And more importantly, I pull slightly away from her just to see her face. I will never betray you like that. Her voice lowers down to a whisper. Richie, even if I'm your only friend, you're not alone. I'm about to say something else when I realize our faces are only inches away from each other, just a little closer and we'd be kissing. Sayori notices it too and looks away in embarrassment. We break apart, but with both of us apologizing at the same time. I lie down again and she continues her story. That's why I was so afraid to tell you, or anyone else. As for why I feel like I'm worthless, it's like there's some voice inside my head telling me that if I don't satisfy everyone, I don't deserve anything good. You know that's not true. I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. I don't know if it was a good idea for me to ask you to join the literature club. I don't know if it was a good idea for me to tell you. I don't know. I'm so scared of losing you. You won't lose me. You don't understand. Even if you're here with me, you'll just end up finding someone. Finding someone? Wait, is she? I shouldn't feel this way. It's wrong. It's not wrong. Sayori. I've gotten so used to always being left behind or exploited, I can't even imagine a happy future. I don't deserve it. You deserve happiness. You won't be exploited or left behind. I really admire you. It takes guts to keep smiling after all you've gone through, and still keep healing people. But you need to realize how much you're worth to me, Sayori. You're the only reason I've made it this far. An idea suddenly forms in my head. You remind me of a certain character from an anime that I really love and admire. Do you want to watch it with me? Okay, if that's what makes you happy. I nod and ask her to leave my room while I change out of my pajamas. 5 minutes later, I call her back in and find a DVD in my drawer. She puts it in the TV and we start watching. The heroine of the anime is very much like Sayori. She is selfless to a fault but keeps getting into trouble all the time because of it. Much like Sayori, she tries to face all of her enemies alone, and while she succeeds in overcoming many of them, the final trial is impossible to solve alone. She nearly dies as despair overcomes her. But finally, her friends reach out to her and help her realize how much she's truly worth. The heroine ends up becoming a stronger person and overcoming the final enemy in the series, a being formed from humanity's despair. By the time we finish watching the anime, the sun has already gone down. I keep an eye on Sayori all throughout the anime. She clearly seems moved at the end. It's only when the final episode ends that she speaks up. Wow, she's so cool and strong. Indeed, she is. She's someone I've idolized ever since I was a kid. I wish I could be like that. You already are. Few people are willing to go to such lengths to help their friends without asking for anything in return. You can't give up, because I'll be lost without my friend. But I don't want you to keep thinking you don't deserve my friendship. You deserve that, and so much more. Please, do you know why I respect that character so much? Because she's not afraid to be herself. She's a good person. And that is the main source of her determination throughout the series. Yes, there will always be people who will want to exploit you for your selfless kindness, but there will also be people who care about you and who love you for your actions. You're not worthless because you're doing so much to help. Not just me, but the way you stopped Yuri and Azuki from fighting the other day, how you always try to be as kind as possible to everyone you meet. If someone acted that way towards you, would you go as far as to call them worthless as well? I No, I wouldn't. I feel happy that they're so kind to me. That's how you make me feel every day. Richie. She bites her lip and looks at my alarm clock. It's late. Maybe we should eat. I have to go soon. Sure, I'm getting hungry. I'm sorry if I made you feel awkward. Don't worry. I appreciate hearing that I'm not worthless to you. Aww. Suri brings me a dinner that she made herself, and the two of us eat in silence. Once we're done eating, she wishes me a good night, and returns home after promising to come back tomorrow. Somehow, having someone take care of me feels really nice. But could there be another reason for why I feel so warm inside of me when I think about her and how she can take care of me? Could it be because of her and not just her gesture of kindness? I have to find the answers before I fall asleep again. Good morning, sleepyhead. A young woman's voice breaks me out of my sleep. I open my eyes to see Sayori standing over my bed, holding a steaming hot cup of tea in her hands. I feel a faint smile creep up on my face upon seeing her. Morning. Well, it's technically afternoon, but you look so peaceful in your sleep that I couldn't bring myself to wake you up. She puts the cup of tea down on my nightstand and feels my forehead. How are you feeling? I try to reply, but my cough is still pretty violent. Sayori sighs deeply, clearly disappointed with herself. I was hoping you'd feel better. I do. It just takes a while to recover. I look directly at her. How about you, Sayori? She smiles a radiant smile. I told you yesterday, don't worry about me. I'm tougher than I look. Besides, I'm here because I want to take care of you. She mutters the last line to herself, her voice sounding more distant as she does. Sayori? She notices my concern in my voice and shakes it off. It's nothing. I was just talking to myself is all. I guess I'm weird like that. I think it's kind of cute. She takes her hand off my forehead and backs away. Is it just my imagination or does she tense up for a few seconds after I call her cute? Anyway, I figured that since it's already past noon, that I should wake you up. It won't do you any good if you sleep the entire day away. Her expression darkens. I speak from personal experience after all. Sayori is acting weird. Could this be her depression acting up again? Sayori, is something wrong? She shakes her head and smiles brightly. No, it's nothing. I just feel a little tired, I guess. Come to think of it, I did read that people suffering from depression often have sleep issues. I think I should feel well enough to get up. You can go home if you want to rest. No, please don't. The desperation and fear in her voice is enough to make me flinch. She tries to smile, but I can tell from her eyes that she's scared of something. Sayori, please tell me what's wrong. Nothing. Everything's all good. Sayori. She clenches her fists. Please, Richie, just focus on your own recovery, okay? You worrying about me makes me feel really uncomfortable. I want to help others, but please don't worry about me. I shake my head and tell her that I can't do that. Why? It should be easy enough. You can just continue doing like you've always done. It's not that simple. Friendship is mutual relationship. Upon hearing the words mutual relationship, Mitsuri seems to hesitate for a second. However, she regains her composure almost instantly and takes a cup of tea in both her hands. Anyways, just drink up. I made it less intense than yesterday. And please don't tell me to leave. I sigh. Sure. I mean, it's the only thing said. I only said that out of concern since you seem tired. She falls silent and makes it clear that she won't reply until I drink the herbal tea she brewed. With a sinking feeling of defeat, I put the cup to my lips and slowly make small gulps to drink up the steaming hot tea. Just like Sayori said, it's less intense. I feel revitalized as soon as it flows to my stomach. So, Sayori takes my cup, but instead of leaving the room, she sits down on a chair near my bed. Richie, are you afraid of being left behind? Being all alone in the world? Yikes, that honestly hits a bit too close to home for me. Cause I actually am monophobic myself. Huh? No, never mind. Forget I said anything. I must really be tired if I'm rambling stuff like this right now. No, it's a perfectly legit question. I was just put off by how sudden it was. To be honest, I guess I haven't given much thought. Sure, I would hate to be all alone in the world, but there's no reason for me to fear that since I have you as a friend. We'll always stick together since I know you're dependable. I don't know about that, but I guess you have no reason to fear being left behind. Zuri falls silent and turns her head away from me. It's clear that she's hiding something, but I can't imagine what. Sayori, did something happen? It's nothing. You don't have to worry about it. Just forget I said anything. It's nothing you need to worry about right now. Your recovery's more important. I'm an idiot for even bringing it up now. Judging from her voice, she's trying to fight back her tears. She gets up from the chair and starts leaving, still wearing a bright smile on her face. I won't allow this. Sayori, wait. I gather my strength and get out of bed. Richie, no, get back. You're still too weak. I ignore her and walk up to her. She shows no signs of running away, and she only stands and looks at me with a bewildered expression on her face. Before she can back off, I put my arms around her. Richie, you big dummy. Tears start rolling down her face. You know you can trust me. I mean, you've already told me about your depression. She wipes her tears away and looks at me with a calm, serious look on her face. Richie, please let go of me. You shouldn't waste your time trying to help me solve my own issues. Her voice is unusually sharp and harsh. Despite this, I defiantly shake my head. I won't do that, Sayori. You're. I turn my head away to let out a violent cough before continuing. Like family to me. Maybe even more. Sayori, I'm hungry. If you can stay out of bed, it means we can go downstairs and eat. Okay, but I want you to tell me what's wrong. She nods silently. Okay, but I'm warning you, it's not a happy story. That's fine by me. If anything, at least sharing it with someone is better than keeping it all to yourself, especially if it's something that bothers you. Isn't that what friends are for? She doesn't reply and merely pushes me away before going downstairs. After making sure she can't see me anymore, I quickly change out of my pajamas into my casual clothes. I then head downstairs, my heart pounding for some reason. As soon as I enter my kitchen, I see Sayori sitting by the table. I see fresh slices of bread and two boiled eggs lying nearby. Sayori must have bought and prepared them while I was out cold. Her expression is solemn and distant as it seems like she's lost in thought. She doesn't even notice me until I call out to her. First, let's eat. You need to regain the energy you lost. All right. Did you prepare all this? Yeah, I wanted to make breakfast for you. Feeling touched by her kindness, I quickly dig in, and true to her word, I feel my strength returning. Despite my illness, my appetite seems to be unaffected. It's only when I finish eating that I notice Sayori hasn't even touched her share, and has been staring at me with a curious expression on her face this whole time. Not hungry? It's fine. I don't really feel like eating now. Don't worry. Well, I guess there's no way you'll let me go without learning why I fear abandonment, huh? I shake my head. I'm here for you, Sayori. If you're unhappy, I know it. And I know it. How can you expect me to be happy? You're too kind to me. I don't deserve that. She closes her eyes and sighs. Then she begins her tale. As she does, her voice sounds cold and emotionless, as if she's reading out a script without putting much thought into the words. As you know, I've always put others before myself. It's mainly because of my personal beliefs. I don't want to be selfish and hurt others, and even if the selfish way seems to be the best way to survive. As I grew up, I had to see so many people perform selfish actions just to make themselves happy. In kindergarten, one of my friends wanted a doll another girl had, so she stole it from her when that girl wasn't watching. I knew what she did, but I kept silent to not betray my friend. I acted selfish because I didn't want to lose someone who was precious to me at the time. Eventually, my friend pinned the blame on me to avoid getting into trouble. The girl she stole from hated me for it, and I could feel how much she hated me. Ever since then, I promised myself that I'd do anything I could to make others around me happy, no matter what. She falls silent, tears start rolling down her face. I try to get up, but she notices this and makes a gesture towards me that makes it clear she wants me to stay. After a few sobs, she regains her composure and continues her tale. At the age when children attend elementary school, they become selfish. The other kids in my class noticed I couldn't do anything to defend myself since that meant hurting them physically or emotionally. So they started to force me to do various favors for them. I did as they told me, and since I wanted to make everyone happy. One of them, a boy in my class, seemed to genuinely care about me. He always defended me whenever they lashed out at me if I disappointed them. Eventually, I guess I got a crush on him and devoted myself to making him happy. I would buy him sweets after school and even do his homework in his stead, no matter how much it tired me out. All to make him happy, since I was secretly selfishly hoping that he would like me back. It was only after 4 years I found out that he only used me. He never valued me as a person, and once I started to show clear signs of exhaustion, he started to mock me and call me weak and useless. And he even spread horrible rumors when I wasn't looking, and slowly but surely destroyed my reputation to the point where I feared going back to school every day. Even after I learned what he did behind my back, I couldn't hate him. When he asked me for forgiveness, I forgave him immediately. Jeez, what an asshole. Siri smiles bitterly and bites her lip. If only he was the only one, and if only the story ended there. One day he announced to me that he got a girlfriend, and who'd have thought? It was the same girl whose doll had been stolen. The two of them ganged up on me, telling me such awful things, how I'm nothing more than a tool, how I don't deserve friends and love, how I'm worthless. They were so persistent I started to believe them and still do. After all, this is my fault. If I hadn't been so selfish in my desire to make others happy, then maybe... She breaks down in a series of hysterical stops. I walk over to her and hug her, letting her cry into me. Sayori, listen to me. I won't abandon you. I'm not like those assholes. I value you as a person, for what you do, but for who you are. Not for what you do, but for who you are. But I'm so scared. What if you ended up finding someone better? There really isn't any question of me finding someone better. Even if I did get other friends, I would still never abandon you like that. As for you thinking you're worthless, you're not. Definitely not. You're worth so much to me. And you're much better than you think you are. Isn't the fact that I'm standing here with you proof of that fact? if I haven't abandoned you when you're at your lowest point, you don't have to worry about me abandoning you in the future. Besides, as someone who's been abandoned by several friends and treated like a walking joke for most of his life, I know how you feel. I feel her grip tighten for a while. I just let her sob into me while I gently stroke her. Eventually, she calms down and sighs. I'm sorry you had to see that. I don't mind. I'm happy. Now I know more about you, Sayori. I'm happy you're my friend, and helping you makes me happy as well. I don't know if it's just my imagination or not, but she feels warmer all of a sudden. Thank you. You have no idea how much this means to me. Know that you're not alone anymore. You don't have to face all your inner demons alone. I see her bright smile return. Okay, I trust you. How weird. What's up? This warmth I feel oddly relieved that having told you. I'm glad you're feeling better. Hey, that's my line. Don't forget, I came here to take care of you, not the other way around. How could I ever forget? But you can talk to me anytime, Sayori, no matter how big or small your problem is. If you have concerns, you know I'm there for you. Like you are for me. I know, and I appreciate that so much. But I'm still afraid. I don't want to be a burden. You were never a burden to me. Since we're in the mood for confessing awkward feelings, I guess I should mention that without you in my life, I'd be completely alone. Nobody else takes me seriously. I doubt even my parents see me as anything other than a big doofus. But you always take me so seriously, and always treat me with respect. I owe you a lot more than I let on, you know. You're too kind. Hey, let's just end this now. I feel like my heart's going to burst if we don't change the topic soon enough. Alright, what do you want to do? Please, let me go back to taking care of you. I really enjoy it. I love the feeling of being useful to you. Let out a dejected sigh. Okay, fine. As I get up and am about to leave the bright room, she calls out to me. Also, Richie? She smiles at me. Thanks again. Talking to you has always made me feel so happy. I merely smile in response and head upstairs. Aww, that was so sweet. The rest of the day goes without any drama. Sayori takes care of me, and even before the day is over, I can already feel my illness getting steadily weaker. Despite the comfort, however, there's a tension between us that wasn't there yesterday. I can't stop thinking about what she told me. When she finally goes home, it's way past midnight. As I'm about to go to sleep, I realize that I've been a terrible friend to her. I never really paid attention to how much she was really suffering. Sayori. Before darkness sleeps overwhelms me, I promise myself that I'd tell her how I feel about her tomorrow. I open my eyes and see the morning sunlight shining through my curtains. Sayori's caretaking seems to have worked wonders on me, since I don't even need to check my fever to know that while it's not gone yet, it's significantly weaker. I slowly make my way out of bed. My legs feel weak, and I feel a little dizzy as I got dressed. I look at the time and figure that Sayori will be arriving any minute now, so I decide to head downstairs to surprise her. Half an hour passes as I make breakfast and wait for Sayori. However, she doesn't show up. I feel anxious as I look at the clock on the wall. She should have been here by now. We even made a promise. Did I push her too far? Did I scare her away with how suddenly I took an interest towards her situation? On the other hand, I know she's pretty clumsy and is prone to oversleeping. Maybe she's getting ready now. Despite my attempts to calm myself down, I can't take out the feeling of anxiety that has appeared in my stomach. Should I call her, or would that only make me seem clingy? Oh, that hits a bit too close to home. I don't want to feel clingy. Damn. As I mentally debate with myself, I hear the doorknob turn, but the door doesn't open. I look out through the window and see Sayori standing outside my doorway with a very conflicted look on her face. Why is she hesitating? Does she not want to see me anymore? She's feeling with the key in her fingers, as if she's unsure whether or not it's right for her to open the door. Oh crap, I think I know what the problem is. She must have misinterpreted my words as if they were signs that I'm in love with her, and she clearly doesn't feel that way about me. I mean, why would she? And why does that line of thought hurt me so much? Could I actually be interested in her? No, that's not possible. I've noticed the signs over the course of many years we've known each other. Besides, the risk would be too high. However, my thoughts are interrupted when she turns her eyes towards the window and sees me looking at her. Her eyes widening in fear, she backs off and runs away. The anxiety inside me takes over my logical thoughts. I grab my coat and rush after her without even locking the door. I run as fast as my weakened legs can take me, but it's not enough. Between my terrible stamina and Sayori being much faster than her looks would suggest, the distance between us only widens. At this rate, I'll lose her. I filled with fear-induced adrenaline at the thought of possibly losing my only friend without even knowing why I lost her and start using whatever resources inside me to run faster. As she reaches the middle of the road, Sayori hears my wheezing, turns her head and sees me running after her. Her eyes widen in shock. The gap between us closes until she's right in front of me. Why? I gasp and my eyes also widen. However, they don't widen from seeing Sayori stop, but from a large truck that's coming towards her at full speed. At this rate, if it sees her and the driver pulls the brakes, she won't escape unscathed. If she doesn't move out of the way right now, Sayori, look out! Getting all the energy left in me, I pounce like a cougar and tackle her out of the way. I use my own body as a cushion for her. The truck passes by, missing the both of us by a few inches. I slowly open my eyes, seeing Sayori lying on top of me. She's conscious and unhurt, but still shocked. Upon realizing we're both safe, she gets off of me without saying a single word. She tries to run away again, but I grab her hand and shake my head. Please don't run away. She says nothing, but her expression tells me she won't resist anymore. Let's go somewhere less dangerous. Her whole body trembles, as does mine. I've never been more terrified in my entire life. For a second, I thought I had permanently lost my only friend. When we're next to her house, I stop and let go of her hand. Siri, what happened? Why did you run away like that? You could have been killed. Do you have any idea how scared I was? I'm sorry. It's just, I don't know how to act after what you said yesterday. Why my words so much to you? It scares me. I'm not used to it and don't want people to care about and value me. At the same time, I'm more afraid of losing you than I am of dying. I grab her by the shoulders and look her right in the eyes. Why are you so afraid of losing me when I've told you time and time again that you won't? Please, don't be afraid to tell me. She clenches her fists and tears start rolling down her cheeks. Okay, fine. The thing is, for the longest time, I've had feelings for you, Richie. I stare at her, stupefied. All I can do is blink. That's why I came over yesterday. I wanted to see you and to take care of you. I didn't really do it for you. I was selfish and did it to... You feel... What? I never knew. Nothing could ever have prepared me for this. I'm sorry, I'll just leave. I promise you'll never see me again. You're too good for me. I've always felt that way about you to some extent, ever since you repaired my stuffed toy when we were kids. When you were the only kid in the whole school who was nice to me. But for the last few weeks, my feelings for you have gotten even stronger than they were before. Sayori, that's why I asked you to join the literature club. I wanted a reason to spend more time with you. But then I started to worry, and I know I'm not good enough, and besides, there's so many girls in literature club, and all of them are better than me. Please, just forget I said anything. I don't want to lose you. If I can't be with you in a romantic way, I at least don't want to lose you as my friend. I pull into a hug. Sayori, I've never felt happier. I feel the same way about you. What? Seriously? I nod. It's hard to describe, but lately she's become more and more important to me. When she said she has feelings for me, it made me feel happier than normal. I look her in the eyes. I've made up my mind about this. Whatever happens, happens. Sayori, you've always been special to me, but lately I think you've started to notice that my feelings for you go beyond regular friendship. Richie, will you please go out with me? Sayori gasps and stares at me dumbfounded. Sayori? I'd love to, but are you sure you want this? I mean, I don't want you to do something you'll regret. Aww. To prove how I feel, I pull her into a deep hug. She returns it and holds me tight that it almost hurts a little. She's clearly afraid to let me go, just like I'm scared to let go of her. I feel the tears run down my neck and I stroke her back, letting her cry out all her anxiety out. Before I know it, I feel my own eyes getting watery. Believe me, I want this. I think I've always felt this way too. It was just too dense to realize it. Sayori, I failed to finish my sentence before I too break down sobbing. And so the two of us silently hold each other. The only sound that escapes us both is our muffled sobs and frantic breathing. As I pull her close, I can practically feel how fast her heart is beating. Both of us are trembling, both from fear and anticipation. Come to think of it, how did I not notice the signs until now? Sayori made me feel something completely different from what anyone else made me feel. I always written it off as friendship, but it seems like I was underestimating my feelings. No, not underestimating. I misunderstood them completely. The shock of what just nearly happened was what finally made me realize what I really felt towards her. This is too much for me to handle. I'm both happy and scared. I'm sorry. Don't apologize. It's weird to explain, but I'm happy because I'm scared. I think I'm scared of love. Same here. Sayori, I'll ask you this. Will you be my girlfriend? Sayori looks up at me with teary eyes. I want to, but I can't. Not with how I feel about myself. If I don't love myself, how can I ever expect any relationship to end well? Even so, I don't want this moment to end. An idea suddenly forms in my head. How about this then? Why don't we try to be an informal relationship? Informal relationship? I nod and smile. I mean, we try to be in a relationship and are more than just friends, but progress slower than normal. We can do it at a pace we're both comfortable with. Now that I know, I don't think I want to forget. Me either. But please, I hope you know what you're getting yourself into. I mean, I'm really, really high maintenance, so to speak. As am I, but honestly, I don't mind. If it's you, I don't mind. I stroke her cheek and wipe her tears away. Call me weird, but I enjoy being able to help you. If I can make you smile, I'll be happy to maintain when needed. Wow. I I don't know what this feeling is. Her tears start trickling down her face, but this time she smiles. I've never been happier. I I love you, Richie. Hearing those words escape her mouth, directed at me, makes me feel a warm and fuzzy feeling inside. My whole body is heating up. I press her closer to me. Holding you like this feels so good. I love you too, Sayori. And I won't let you down no matter how rough the ride gets. Sayori says nothing and merely cries in silence. When she is done crying, she raises her head and looks me in the eyes. She closes her eyes and moves her face closer to mine. I close my eyes and meet her halfway, feeling her lips on mine. Her lips are so soft, if a little wet, and she presses her so gently, it feels as if she's afraid I'll crumble to dust if she pushes too hard. I return the gesture. I feel so warm. This feeling can only be love. Only when I open my eyes does it start dawning on me that I've just had my first kiss. And that it's with Sayori, the girl who I've always cared for as more than a friend, and who has always been by my side since the beginning. Wow. That felt so good. Her voice is barely louder than a whisper. It sounds different now. It's more tender and gentle than usual. Richie, I know I might not be the best choice for you, but I'll try my very best to be the perfect partner for you. I shake my head. No, please don't try. I notice my own voice is lower. I only want her to hear my words. I run my right hand through her hair. I love you as you are. Why? Because you're the one I fell in love with. I don't want you to try to be perfect, because nobody is. Though knowing you, you're too stubborn and will still try, huh? She laughs heartedly. Looks like you're finally getting me after all these years. I'll do anything for you, Richie. Anything to make you happy, to repay you for making me feel this way. As I hold her in my arms, I realize that I really am in love with her. I'm so happy that someone as wonderful as her is in love with me. How can I ever make her feel as happy as I am feeling now? Just promise me one thing. What is it? Please, let's not keep any secrets from each other anymore. To my surprise, Sari nods. Okay, I promise you. Just promise me one thing as well, Richie. I nod and take her hand to mine. They're so warm and clammy. Anything. Please don't go. Ever. Even when you find someone better than me. I hold her tightly and whisper gently in her ear. Don't worry. I'm not even going to look in any other girl's direction. And besides, I don't think anyone can compare to you. You've always been there for me, and I wanted to be there for you. Nobody else. I love you so much. Nobody has ever said such kind and sweet things to me before. She suddenly gasps. Oh no, I completely forgot that you're still sick. Don't worry about it. I don't think I've ever felt better. Are you sure? I mean, I still took the day off so I could take care of you. As I nod, I get another idea. I still want to spend the day with you. I feel the same. Is it alright with you? I mean, if you want to process what just happened, I understand, and she merely kisses me to shut me up. I've been dreaming of this day for so many years. I wish to spend every moment with you. If you let me, that is. I kiss her back and make it very clear that I want to spend the day with her. What would you like to do, though? I don't really care as long as it's something I do together with you. I feel the same way. Though we should probably find something to do. How about going to the park? That sounds lovely. We break apart and start walking towards the bus stop. However, partway through, Sayori suddenly stops. Sayori, are you alright? Hearing the concern in my voice, she merely smiles gently, a gentle smile. I'm fine. It just hit me this is the first thing we're doing as a couple. Don't stress yourself. We can take it as slow as you want. I know. I'm just excited, I guess. Me too. I'm excited and a little nervous. I don't want to mess up on the first day. Well, let's go so we don't miss the bus. She nods and we walk side by side. I notice that at some point we start holding hands. I feel my cheeks heat up. I enjoy holding hands with her. And that is how our time together as a couple begins. Oh. Is this the new background? Oh, this is so cool! Alright, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave this video here for now. This has already been a real game changer for me. It's already lifted me up so much. But I'm gonna leave this video here, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason.